"Pack your bags, old man!" My daughter screamed it loud enough that her in-laws heard from downstairs. They were unpacking in what used to be my bedroom. I stood there holding my coffee. Same mug Martha and I bought at Yellowstone in '89. Didn't say a word. Just walked to my truck, drove to my lawyer's office, and signed 3 documents I'd prepared the week before. What Jennifer didn't know was I'd been watching, listening, counting, and I'd already made arrangements she couldn't undo. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. I bought this house in 1974, paid $43,000 for it. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, quarter-acre lot in a neighborhood where kids could ride bikes and nobody locked their doors. Martha picked out the wallpaper in the kitchen. Roses. I told her it was too much. She laughed and said I'd learn to love it. She was right. We raised Jennifer here. Her height marks are still on the door frame between the kitchen and hallway. The bedroom where she screamed at me used to be hers. I repainted it 4 times. Pink when she was 6, purple when she was 12, beige when she went to college because Martha said we needed a guest room. Back to blue after Martha died because I couldn't sleep in our old room anymore. That's the room Jennifer decided her in-laws needed. She'd moved back in 6 months ago. Just temporary, Dad. Brad got laid off. We need to save money for a down payment. I'd said yes because that's what you do. Your daughter needs help. You help. The twins were 4. Good kids. Loud, but good. Brad found work after 3 weeks. Construction job. Paid decent. They stayed anyway. Then last Monday, Jennifer sat me down at the kitchen table. The one I'd built from oak in my workshop. Same table where I'd helped her with algebra homework, where Martha and I had our coffee every morning for 38 years. Dad, Brad's parents are having some issues with their apartment. The landlord's selling the building. They need a place to stay for a few months while they look for something new. I set down my coffee. How long is a few months? I don't know, 3, maybe 4. They're on a fixed income. Can't afford much. Where would they stay? She didn't look at me. We were thinking they could take the master bedroom. You could move into the basement. It's finished. Has its own bathroom. You'd have more privacy down there anyway. The basement. Concrete floor I'd painted gray in 2003. Tiny window near the ceiling. Dehumidifier running constantly because the foundation leaked when it rained hard. That's my bedroom, Jennifer. It's the biggest room in the house. They're older. Brad's dad has a bad hip. He can't do stairs well. I'm 72. I've got 2 replaced knees and arthritis. The basement stairs have a railing. I stared at her. This is my house. I know, Dad, and we appreciate you letting us stay here, but they're family. Brad's parents. The twins' grandparents. What am I? Don't be dramatic. You know what I mean. I did know. I'd known for 6 months. Maybe longer. Brad's parents arrived Thursday afternoon. Paul and Linda. Late 60s. He wore a Vietnam veteran cap and complained about the potholes on our street before he was out of the car. She had opinions about the paint color on the house, the overgrown bushes, the crack in the driveway. Jennifer gave them the tour, showed them the master bedroom like she was a realtor. Great closet space, bathroom right here. Dad just changed the sheets this morning. I'd changed the sheets because Jennifer told me to. Didn't ask. Told. Paul sat on the bed. My bed. Bounced once. Firm, that'll work. Linda needs firm for her back. Linda opened the closet. My clothes were still in there. Shirts Martha had ironed. Pants I'd worn to her funeral. We'll need more space than this. Can you clear out half? Jennifer looked at me. Dad, can you move your stuff to the basement today? Today? They're unpacking now. It would be easier if your things weren't in the way. I moved my thing, took 4 trips up and down those basement stairs. Jennifer didn't help. Brad didn't help. Paul sat in my recliner watching TV. Linda reorganized the bathroom, threw out my shaving cream because it was expired, and replaced it with Paul's. I spent that night in the basement. Cold, damp. The dehumidifier's hum kept me awake. So did the sound of footsteps above me. Paul's heavy walk. Linda's lighter one. They were in my room. In my space. In the last place I'd held Martha's hand while she died. Friday morning I made coffee. Came upstairs to find Linda at the stove making eggs. "Morning," I said. She didn't turn around. "We're out of butter. I had to use that margarine. Paul can't eat margarine. It upsets his stomach. Can you pick up real butter when you go out?" "I'm not going out." "Well, when you do." I poured my coffee, started to sit at the table. "Oh, we're using that spot," Linda said. "Paul needs the chair with the good back support. His hip." I stood there, holding my coffee, in my kitchen, being told where I couldn't sit. Jennifer came downstairs, yoga pants and one of Brad's old college sweatshirts. "Morning, Linda. How'd you sleep?" "Wonderfully. That bed is so comfortable. Much better than our old apartment." "Good. Dad, did you move the rest of your things?" "I moved everything yesterday. There's still a box in the closet. Shoes, I think. Those are my work boots. I need them for yard work. Can you store them in the basement? Linda needs the space." I looked at my daughter. Really looked. When had she stopped seeing me? When had I become the inconvenience instead of the father? "I'll move them," I said. That afternoon, Brad's brother stopped by. Ryan. Mid-30s, drove a BMW, worked in finance. He walked through the house like he was appraising it. "Nice place. What's it worth now?" Jennifer glanced at me. "We haven't had it appraised recently." "Zillow says 380. That's solid equity. You guys planning to sell?" "It's Dad's house." Ryan looked at me like he just noticed I was there. "You thinking about downsizing? My company works with seniors. We can get you into a nice assisted living situation. 1 bedroom, meals included. You'd have less to worry about." "I'm not selling. Just saying. Place this size, all this upkeep. That's a lot for someone your age, and the equity's just sitting here." I walked outside, stood in the garage, the one I'd built in 1981. Still had my tools on the pegboard, organized, clean, everything in its place. I heard them through the window, Jennifer and Ryan talking. "He's stubborn," Jennifer said. "But he's getting older, forgetful sometimes. Last week he left the stove on." I hadn't left the stove on. She had. I'd turned it off. "You have power of attorney?" Ryan asked. "Not yet. I've mentioned it. He gets defensive." "You should push it. For his safety. My company can help with the paperwork." I stood there in my garage, listening to my daughter discuss taking control of my life like I was already gone. That night, Paul took my recliner again. I sat on the couch. Linda changed the channel without asking what I was watching. "Paul can't stand that political stuff. Gets his blood pressure up." I'd been watching the news. Same station I'd watched for 20 years. Jennifer made dinner. Didn't ask what I wanted. Made pot roast because it was Paul's favorite. I'm allergic to onions. She knows this. The pot roast had onions. "Just pick them out, Dad." I ate in the basement. Cold pot roast with the onions picked out. Sitting on the edge of my bed because there was no chair, no table. Just my clothes in boxes and the smell of damp concrete. Sunday morning I came upstairs early. Wanted coffee before everyone woke up. Found Paul in the kitchen. He'd made a full pot but didn't offer me any. "You're up early," I said. "Doctor appointment tomorrow. Linda wants to get on a schedule. We usually have breakfast at 7. This is when I have breakfast. Might be easier if you waited a bit. Kitchen's small. We don't want to be tripping over each other." "It's my kitchen." He looked at me, really looked, and I saw it. The same thing I'd seen in Jennifer's eyes. I wasn't the homeowner. I was the old man in the way. "Sure," he said. "Your kitchen, your house. Jennifer told us how generous you're being, letting us stay here." He said, letting, like I'd had a choice. That afternoon, Jennifer had friends over. They sat in the living room drinking wine. I heard them talking, loud enough that they either didn't care or wanted me to hear. "God, he's always hovering," Jennifer said. "I can't have a conversation without him wandering through." "My dad's the same way," one of her friends said. "We had to put him in memory care last year. Best decision we ever made." I'm not there yet, but some days I wonder. He left the garage door open all night last week. I hadn't left the garage door open. Brad had. I'd closed it. Monday morning. That's when it happened. I came upstairs at 6:30, my normal time. Found Linda already in the kitchen. She had things moved around. The coffee maker was in a different spot. My mugs were pushed to the back of the cabinet. "We're reorganizing," she said, "making things more efficient." I'd like things where they were. "This makes more sense. Trust me. I've been running a kitchen for 40 years. I've been running this kitchen for 50. She smiled. The kind of smile that isn't really a smile. "Well, maybe it's time for some fresh perspective." Jennifer came down. She saw my face. Saw Linda rearranging my kitchen. "Dad, don't start." I didn't say anything. "You have that look. Linda's just trying to help." "I don't need help." "Clearly you do. This place was a mess before we moved in." This place was clean, organized. Everything where Martha and I had put it. Everything with a reason. That's when Paul came down. Went straight to my chair. The recliner. My spot. "Actually, Paul," I said, "I usually sit there in the morning." He didn't move. "My hip. I need the support." "There are other chairs." "Paul needs that one," Linda said. I looked at Jennifer, waited for her to say something, anything. She shrugged. "Dad, it's just a chair. Sit on the couch." "It's my chair, in my house." "Oh my God," Jennifer said. "Do you hear yourself? It's just a chair. They're guests. Can you be flexible for once in your life?" "I've been flexible. I gave up my bedroom. I moved to the basement. I'm eating meals down there because Linda doesn't want me in the kitchen during breakfast." "That's not what she said." "That's exactly what she said." Jennifer's face went red. "You know what? I'm tired of this. Tired of you acting like we're invading your space. We're family. We live here too." "You live here temporarily. This is my house." "Then maybe we should talk about that." Her voice changed, got colder. "Because honestly, Dad, this house is too much for you. You can't maintain it. You can't afford the upkeep, and you're getting older. What happens when you fall down those basement stairs? Or forget to turn off the stove again?" "I never forgot to turn off the stove. You did, last week." "That was you." She laughed. Sharp, mean. "Right. Everything's always someone else's fault. You're 72 years old. You need help. You need family around you, and all you do is complain about the people trying to take care of you." "I don't need taking care of." "Yes, you do. You're just too proud to admit it." Paul stood up from my chair. "Jennifer, maybe we should—" "No," she cut him off. "He needs to hear this. Dad, Brad and I have been talking. We think it's time to consider other living arrangements. For you, somewhere with support, meals, activities. People your age. You want to put me in a home. I want you to be somewhere safe. I am safe. This is my home. It's too much. You're overwhelmed. And frankly, it's not fair to us. We're raising 2 kids. Brad's working 60 hours a week. I can't be constantly worrying about whether you remembered to lock the door or take your medication. I don't take medication. I don't forget to lock the door. You're inventing problems. I'm stating facts." That's when Linda chimed in. "Jennifer's right. My mother went through this. Denial, stubbornness. We had to make the hard choice for her." "I'm standing right here," I said. "Don't talk about me like I'm not in the room." Jennifer grabbed her purse. "I can't do this right now. I have a meeting. We'll talk later. And Dad, start thinking seriously about this, because we can't keep living like this." She left. Brad followed without looking at me. The twins were still asleep. Paul sat back in my chair. Linda went back to reorganizing my kitchen. I stood there, in my house, the house I'd owned for 50 years, being told I was the problem. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because of the dehumidifier, because I kept thinking about what Jennifer had said. Other living arrangements. Like I was a piece of furniture that didn't fit the decor anymore. I went upstairs at 2 in the morning. House was dark, quiet. I walked through the rooms, touched the walls, the door frames. The kitchen counter Martha had picked out when we remodeled in '94. Found Jennifer's laptop open on the dining table. Screen still on, email open. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. The email was to Ryan. Brad's brother. Subject line: Dad's house. Next steps. I read it. Every word. Jennifer had written about getting power of attorney, about having me declared incompetent, about selling the house and using the money for a down payment on a bigger place for them. 4 bedrooms. Better school district. Dad's getting worse, she'd written. More forgetful, more difficult. I think we have a case for cognitive decline. Your company can help, right? Walk us through the process. Ryan had responded. Absolutely. We do this all the time. Get him assessed by our doctor. Document any incidents, memory issues, financial mistakes, safety concerns. Build a file. Then petition for guardianship. Once you have that, you can make decisions about his care and assets. Happy to help. Family discount. I stood there reading it. Reading my daughter plot to take my house, my independence, my life. There was more. A forwarded email from a realtor. Beautiful property, well maintained. In this market, should sell quickly. Estimate $375, $390K. Let me know when you're ready to list. A response from Brad. Thanks. We're working on getting legal control. Shouldn't be long. I closed the laptop, walked back to the basement, sat on the edge of the bed, and I started counting. $35,000 for their down payment 5 years ago. The house they'd lost in the divorce from Brad's first marriage. Jennifer had called crying. They were going to lose everything. I'd written the check the next day. $28,000 for Jennifer's wedding. Martha had been alive then. We'd paid for everything. The venue, the flowers, the photographer. Jennifer had wanted the fancy country club. The expensive dress. We'd given it to her. $12,000 for the twins' medical bills when Brad's insurance lapsed. Premature birth, NICU for 2 weeks. I'd covered it. $8,500 for Brad's truck when his credit got declined. I need it for work, Dad. Just a loan. Never paid back. $4,200 every month since they'd moved in. Mortgage, car payment, groceries, utilities. I'd been paying their bills while living in my basement. I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, started scrolling. The transfers went back years, every month, sometimes twice a month. Emergency, Dad, can you help? Just this once. I'll pay you back. Never paid back, not once. $850 for dance classes for the twins. $1,200 for new appliances when theirs broke. $600 for car insurance when Brad's premium doubled. $2,100 for their vacation last summer. The kids need a break, Dad. We all do. I'd stayed home, watched their house while they went to Florida. Small things, too. Things I hadn't tracked. Groceries I bought and they ate. Gas money I'd given Brad. Toys for the twins. Dinner out when Jennifer was too stressed to cook. I added it up. Used the calculator on my phone. Went back 5 years, $186,400. That's what I'd given them. Not counting this house, the one I was living in. Not counting the car I'd given Jennifer when she graduated college. Not counting the furniture I'd bought them. The tools I'd given Brad, $186,400. And now they wanted to take the house too. Wanted to have me declared incompetent so they could sell it. Lock me in a facility somewhere. Use my money to buy themselves a better life. I sat there in the basement until dawn, thinking about Martha, what she would say, what she would do. She'd been sick for 2 years before she died. Cancer. I'd taken care of her. Every day. Never complained. Never considered it a burden. Jennifer had visited 3 times during those 2 years. 3 times. Each visit under an hour. Too hard to see her like this, Dad. But not too hard to call asking for money. Martha had known. Near the end, she'd held my hand. Be careful, she'd said. Jennifer sees you as a bank, not a father. I'd defended Jennifer then. She's young. She'll grow out of it. Martha had squeezed my hand. Promise me you'll take care of yourself. Don't let her take everything. I'd promised. Then spent 5 years breaking that promise. Tuesday morning. I came upstairs at 9. Late for me. Hadn't slept. Found the house empty. Jennifer's car gone. Brad's truck gone. Just Paul and Linda at the kitchen table. My table. Morning, Linda said. Didn't look up from her coffee. I poured my own coffee. The pot was almost empty. No one had made a fresh one. Jennifer said they're looking at houses this afternoon, Paul said. Bigger place, better for the kids. That's so. Said you might be helping with the down payment. That's generous. I didn't respond. Must be nice, Linda continued, having family who can help like that. We never had that kind of money. Had to work for everything we got. The implication was clear. I hadn't worked. I'd just been sitting on this house, this equity, this money that should be shared. I drank my coffee, went to the garage, sat in my truck, called my lawyer, Tom Patterson. We'd gone to high school together. He'd handled Martha's will, the deed on the house, my estate planning. Frank, he said, been a while. How are you? I need to see you today. It's urgent. What's going on? I'll tell you when I get there. Can you fit me in? I've got a spot at 11. I'll be there. I drove to his office, brick building downtown. Same place he'd been practicing for 40 years. Tom looked older, gray hair, thick glasses, but sharp, still sharp. You look terrible, he said. What's wrong? I told him everything. Jennifer moving in, Brad's parents taking my room, the email I'd seen, the plan to declare me incompetent. He listened, didn't interrupt. When I finished, he leaned back in his chair. That's elder abuse, Frank. Financial exploitation. You know that, right? I know what it is. I need to know what I can do about it. He pulled out a legal pad, started writing. First, we protect your assets, the house, your accounts, your decision-making capacity. Second, we establish your competency. Third, we make it legally impossible for Jennifer to do what she's planning. How? Medical evaluation, cognitive test, documented proof you're of sound mind. I have a colleague who specializes in elder law, Dr. Sarah Chen. She can evaluate you today if you're available. I'm available. Good. Once we have that documentation, we draft new estate documents. Update your will. Create a revocable trust. Transfer the house into it. That makes it much harder for anyone to claim you're not capable of managing your affairs. What about power of attorney? Do you have one? No. Then Jennifer can't get one without your consent. And with a cognitive evaluation showing you're competent, she can't petition for guardianship. But we should assign one. Someone you trust, not family. A professional. That protects you if something does happen. Can you recommend someone? I can. I'll send you names. But Frank, there's something else you need to think about. What? They're living in your house. They've been there 6 months. Depending on state law, they may have established tenancy. If you want them out, you'll need to evict them formally. My own daughter? Your daughter who's planning to have you declared incompetent and take your house? Yes. I sat there, the weight of it settling in. How long does eviction take? 30 days, minimum. You have to give written notice. If they don't leave, you file with the court. Could be 60 days total. And in the meantime, you live in your basement while they plan their next move. I thought about Martha, about the promise I'd made. Start the paperwork, I said. All of it. Cognitive evaluation, estate documents, eviction notice. You're sure? I've never been more sure of anything. He nodded, made a phone call. 20 minutes later, I was in Dr. Chen's office. She was younger than I expected. Early 50s. Professional. Kind, but direct. Tom explained the situation. I'm going to do a full cognitive assessment. This will take about 90 minutes. The results will be documented and can be used as legal evidence of your mental capacity. Do you understand? I understand. She ran me through tests. Memory, problem-solving, language, attention, math, reasoning. I'd spent 40 years as a mechanical engineer before I retired. These tests were insulting, but I did them, every single one, perfectly. When we finished, she smiled. Mr. Sullivan, you scored in the 98th percentile for your age group. Your cognitive function is excellent. Sharp memory, strong reasoning skills, no signs of decline or impairment. I'll have a formal report ready tomorrow, but I can tell you now, There's no evidence of incompetency. None. Can you put that in writing? Already planning to. Detailed report, dated and notarized. If anyone questions your capacity, this document will shut that down immediately. I drove back to Tom's office. He had papers ready. Revocable living trust. You're the trustee. The house transfers into it. Jennifer can't claim you're mismanaging it because you're managing it through a legal entity. She can't force a sale without your consent as trustee. I signed. Updated will. Everything goes to charity when you pass. Not Jennifer. Legally, you can leave your estate to anyone you choose. This is your choice. I signed. Assignment of power of attorney to a professional fiduciary. If you're ever incapacitated, this person makes decisions. Not Jennifer. This is irrevocable without your consent. I signed. Formal eviction notice, 30 days. Certified mail. They have to be out by December 15th. I hesitated, my hand hovering over the paper. Tom leaned forward. Frank, they're planning to take everything from you. Your house, your independence, your dignity. This isn't about revenge, it's about protecting yourself. I signed. He handed me copies of everything. I'll file the trust paperwork today. Send the eviction notice tomorrow. Keep your copies somewhere safe, not in the house. Where? Bank safety deposit box. Or here. I can hold them. Here. I don't trust anywhere else right now. I drove home. It was 4 in the afternoon. Jennifer's car was in the driveway. So was Brad's truck, and another car I didn't recognize. I walked in, found Jennifer, Brad, Paul, Linda, Ryan, and a woman in a business suit sitting in my living room. They all looked at me when I walked in. "Dad," Jennifer said. "Perfect timing. We need to talk." The woman stood, extended her hand. "Mr. Sullivan, I'm Amanda Price. I'm an intake coordinator with Meadowbrook Senior Living. Jennifer invited me to discuss residential options." I didn't shake her hand. "I'm not moving." "Of course not," Amanda said. Smooth voice, professional smile. "This is just an informational meeting. No pressure. We simply want to show you what's available, the community, the amenities." I said I'm not moving. Jennifer stood. "Dad, just listen, please. Amanda drove an hour to be here." "I didn't ask her to come." "Because you won't have a reasonable conversation about this. You're being stubborn and impossible, and frankly, we're worried about you." "I don't need you to worry about me." Brad spoke up. "Frank, this isn't about what you need. It's about what's best for everyone. The kids need stability. Jennifer's stressed out trying to take care of you and them. This house is too much. You know it is." "I know nothing of the sort." Ryan jumped in. "Look at it practically. Meadowbrook is nice, really nice. Private rooms, activities, medical staff on site 24/7. You'd have less responsibility, less stress, and Jennifer could use this house for the family. The kids are getting bigger. They need space." "This is my house." "Right," Ryan said. "Your house, but you're not using it." "Not really. You're living in the basement. Might as well get the benefit of a proper facility while the family uses the space." I looked at Jennifer. "You told them I'm living in the basement like it was my choice." She didn't answer. "You put me in the basement. You gave my bedroom to Brad's parents. You've been planning this, all of it." "Dad, you're being paranoid." "Am I?" I pulled out my phone, opened the photo I'd taken of her email, held it up. Her face went white. "You photographed my email?" "I read your email. The one where you and Ryan discussed having me declared incompetent. The one where you talked about selling my house." The room went silent. Ryan cleared his throat. "Frank, that was just preliminary discussion. Exploring options. You called it a family discount for helping my daughter steal my house." "Nobody's stealing anything," Jennifer said, voice rising. "This is about your care, your safety. My cognitive evaluation says otherwise." I pulled out the report, handed it to Amanda. "Dated today, 98th percentile. No signs of decline or impairment. Want to explain to these people how you plan to have me declared incompetent when a licensed psychologist says I'm perfectly fine?" Jennifer grabbed the report. "Read it." Her hands were shaking. You went to a doctor? Behind my back? You plan to steal my house behind mine. I'd say we're even. Brad stood. This is ridiculous. Frank, we're trying to help you. No, you're trying to help yourselves. To my house, my money, my life. Paul spoke up. Son, maybe you're not seeing this clearly. Jennifer's worried. We all are. You've been acting different, forgetful, angry. I'm not your son. You've been in my house for 4 days. You don't know me. And you're sleeping in my bedroom because my daughter decided you were more important than her father. Linda gasped. That's cruel. We're family. You're not my family. You're strangers who took my room. Jennifer's face was red, tears in her eyes. How dare you? After everything we've done for you, everything we've sacrificed. Sacrificed? What have you sacrificed? We moved in here to take care of you. You moved in here because Brad got laid off and you needed a free place to live. You've been here 6 months. You haven't paid rent, haven't paid utilities. I've been covering your mortgage, your car payment, your groceries. You've sacrificed nothing. That's not fair. It's perfectly fair. It's true. Ryan tried to interject. Maybe everyone should calm down. Get out, I said. Excuse me? Get out of my house, all of you. This meeting is over. Amanda gathered her materials quickly. I'll just see myself out. She left. Smart woman. Ryan didn't move. Frank, you're making a mistake. You need family right now. I need family who isn't trying to rob me. Leave. He looked at Jennifer. She nodded. He left. Paul and Linda stood. We should go, Paul said. Yes, I said. You should. In fact, you should pack. All of you. You have 30 days. Jennifer's voice cracked. What? I pulled out the eviction notice, handed it to her. 30 days. Legal eviction. You're tenants now, and your lease is terminated. She read it, her hand shaking so hard she could barely hold the paper. You're evicting us? Your own daughter? You were planning to have me declared incompetent and sell my house. What would you call that? Dad, please. The twins. Where are we supposed to go? That's not my problem. You should have thought about that before you tried to steal from me. Brad stepped forward. You can't do this. We have rights. You have 30 days. Read the notice. It's legal. It's filed. And if you're not out by December 15th, the sheriff will remove you. Jennifer collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. I can't believe you're doing this. I'm your daughter. And I'm your father. The one you were going to lock in a facility so you could take everything I've worked for. The one you've been using as an ATM for 5 years. The one you stuck in a basement to make room for Brad's parents. We needed help. And I gave it. $186,400 in 5 years. I counted. Every transfer, every emergency, every loan you never paid back. I gave you everything, and you repaid me by plotting to take the rest. She looked up, tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. I wasn't thinking clearly. Please, don't do this. You made a lot of mistakes, over a long period of time, and every single one of them showed me exactly how you see me. As a bank, an obstacle, a problem to be managed. That's not true. It's completely true. You visit twice a year. You call when you need money. You've never asked how I'm doing, never asked if I'm lonely, never asked what I need, just what I can give you. Paul and Linda had slipped out quietly. I heard the front door close. Brad grabbed Jennifer's hand. Come on, let's go. Where? She sobbed. Where are we supposed to go? We'll figure it out, but we're not staying here. They went upstairs. I heard them in the master bedroom, heard drawers opening, closing, angry voices. I sat in my recliner, my chair, the one Paul had taken. It felt good. 20 minutes later, they came down, suitcases in hand, the twins trailing behind, confused. Grandpa, are we leaving? Tyler asked. Yes, honey, Jennifer said, voice tight. We're going on an adventure. Emma looked at me. Are you coming, Grandpa? No, sweetheart. Grandpa's staying here. Why? Jennifer grabbed her hand. Come on, let's go. They walked to the door. Jennifer stopped, turned around. You're going to regret this. When you're alone. When you need help. When you're dying in this house with nobody around. You're going to remember this moment and regret it. Maybe, but I'll still have my house, my dignity, my self-respect. What will you have? She didn't answer, just slammed the door. I sat there, in the silence, in my house, alone. And I didn't regret a damn thing. The next 3 weeks were a special kind of hell. Jennifer didn't leave, neither did Brad, the twins, or Paul and Linda. They stayed, and they made sure I knew they weren't happy about it. First thing Jennifer did was change the Wi-Fi password. Petty, but effective. I couldn't check my email, couldn't pay bills online, couldn't stream the shows I liked. It's Brad's account, she said when I asked. He's not comfortable sharing it anymore. I set up my own internet, had it installed 2 days later. Then the noise started. Constant. Brad would turn the TV up loud. The twins would run through the house screaming. Linda would vacuum at 6 in the morning, right above my basement room. I bought earplugs. Jennifer stopped cooking for me. Not that she'd been doing much of that anyway, but the pretense was gone. They'd eat dinner upstairs. I'd smell it, hear them laughing. Never invited. I ate in town. Found a diner I liked. Quiet, good coffee, nobody trying to drive me out of my own house. The real ugliness started on social media. I'm not on Facebook, but my neighbor Barbara showed me. Jennifer had posted a long, emotional essay about how she'd tried to help her aging father, how he'd become paranoid and cruel, how he'd kicked his own daughter and grandchildren out onto the street with nowhere to go. The comments were brutal. What kind of father does that? He sounds mentally ill. Someone should call Adult Protective Services. Those poor babies, being rejected by their own grandfather. There were pictures, the twins looking sad, Jennifer crying, a photo of the eviction notice with my signature visible. Barbara had screenshot it all, brought it over on her tablet. Frank, people are saying terrible things. Do you want me to respond? Set the record straight? No, let them talk. They don't know the truth. They don't need to. But she's making you look like a monster. I don't care what strangers on Facebook think. But it spread beyond Facebook, to their church, to the kids' school, to the neighborhood. I'd go to the grocery store and people would stare, whisper. A woman I'd known for 15 years crossed the street when she saw me coming. The pastor from Jennifer's church called. Frank, I've heard some concerning things. I'd like to come by and talk. No, thank you, Pastor Mike. This is a private family matter. Jennifer's very upset. She says you've cut off all support and evicted her during the holidays. She's worried about you. We all are. I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, and the eviction stands. Frank, I'm not taking sides, but I have to say, this seems very out of character for you. Are you sure you're thinking clearly? There it was, the implication, that I was losing it, that I couldn't be trusted to make my own decisions. I'm thinking perfectly clearly, and I'd appreciate it if you'd stay out of this. I'm just trying to help, then help by respecting my boundaries. Goodbye, Pastor Mike. I hung up. That Sunday, Jennifer took the twins to church, came back with a car full of donations, blankets, canned goods, toys. The congregation is so generous, she said, loud enough for me to hear. They're helping us through this difficult time, this unexpected homelessness. Homelessness. She was living rent-free in a 3-bedroom house, but she was spinning it like I'd thrown her into the street. Brad's parents moved out after a week. Too much tension, Linda said. They found a short-term rental across town. That gave me back my bedroom. I moved my things back upstairs the day they left. Jennifer stood in the hallway watching me. Must be nice, she said, having your precious room back. Yes, it is. You're a selfish, bitter old man. And you're a thief who got caught. Guess we both know where we stand now. She went to her room, slammed the door, but they were still there. Jennifer, Brad, the twins. And they had 2 more weeks on the eviction notice. Brad tried the intimidation route. He'd stand in doorways when I tried to walk through, wouldn't move. I'd have to ask him to step aside. "Sorry," he'd say. "Not sorry at all. Didn't see you there." He'd leave his tools in the hallway, his boots by the door where I'd trip over them, his truck parked behind mine in the driveway so I couldn't leave without asking him to move. I documented everything. Photos, times, dates. Sent them to Tom. "If he's creating a hostile environment, we can get a restraining order," Tom said. "Not yet. Let's see if they actually leave on the 15th. The twins were confused. Emma asked me one morning why Mommy was mad at Grandpa. "Sometimes grown-ups disagree, sweetheart." "Did you do something bad?" Jennifer appeared behind her. "Grandpa made some choices that hurt our family, but it's not your fault. None of this is your fault." She said it to Emma, but she was looking at me. December 10th. 5 days left. I came home from the diner to find a police car in my driveway. My heart dropped. What had Jennifer done now? I walked in, found an officer in my living room. Jennifer crying on the couch. Brad standing behind her, arms crossed. "Mr. Sullivan?" the officer said. "That's me. What's going on?" "I'm Officer Hernandez. Your daughter called and said she's concerned about your welfare. Said you've been behaving erratically, making irrational decisions. She wanted us to do a welfare check." "A welfare check?" "Yes, sir. Just need to ask you a few questions. Make sure you're safe." I looked at Jennifer. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Officer, I'm fine. This is a property dispute. I've legally evicted my daughter. She's retaliating by claiming I'm mentally unfit." "Is that true, ma'am?" Jennifer wiped her eyes. "I'm worried about him. He's alone. He's confused. He's making decisions that don't make sense. I think he needs help." Hernandez looked at me. "Mr. Sullivan, are you taking any medications?" "No." "Do you know what day it is?" "It's Tuesday, December 10th. Do you know where you are?" "I'm in my house, the one I've owned for 50 years, the one my daughter is trying to steal." He made notes. "Any medical conditions I should know about?" "No, I'm in perfect health. I have documentation from my doctor if you'd like to see it." "That won't be necessary. You seem lucid and oriented. Is there anything you need? Any concerns about your safety?" "No, I'm fine. I'd like my family to leave in 5 days as legally required. That's my only concern." Hernandez turned to Jennifer. "Ma'am, he seems competent. There's nothing here that warrants intervention. But he's evicting his own daughter. That's not normal. That's a civil matter, not a police matter. If you have concerns about his mental capacity, you'll need to pursue that through the courts. But based on this conversation, I don't see grounds for an emergency hold or protective custody." Jennifer's face crumpled. "So you're not going to help?" "There's nothing to help with, ma'am. Your father has the legal right to evict tenants from his property, even if they're family." After Hernandez left, Jennifer stood in the living room shaking. "I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you'd put us through this. You called the police. On your own father. You tried to have me taken away. Because you've lost your mind. I've lost nothing, except my illusions about you. We have nowhere to go. You have 5 days to find somewhere. That's more than you gave me when you put me in the basement." She grabbed her keys. Left. Came back 2 hours later with Brad. They went straight upstairs. I heard them talking, arguing. December 14th, last day. I woke up early, made coffee, sat in my recliner waiting. By noon, they still hadn't started packing. I called Tom. "They're not leaving. Then tomorrow we file for sheriff-enforced eviction. It'll take a few days to schedule, but they'll be removed." "Good." At 4 p.m., Jennifer came downstairs, suitcases in hand. "We're going," she said. Flat voice, empty. "Where?" "Brad's cousin has a place. We can stay there for a while, until we find something permanent." "Good. This is your fault, all of it. When the twins ask why we can't see Grandpa anymore, I'll tell them the truth. that you cared more about your house than your family. Tell them whatever you want. They'll figure out the truth eventually. Brad loaded the car. The twins were crying. Emma reached for me. I don't want to go, Grandpa. Jennifer pulled her away. Say goodbye. Bye, Grandpa. Bye, sweetheart. Tyler didn't say anything, just stared at me with big sad eyes. They drove away. I watched from the window, and then they were gone. The house was silent, empty, mine again. I walked through the rooms, touched the walls, sat at my kitchen table. For the first time in 6 months, I was alone. Truly alone. And it felt like freedom. The first week after they left, I cleaned, scrubbed every surface they'd touched, washed the sheets in my bedroom, rearranged the kitchen back to the way Martha and I had kept it, found garbage stuffed in corners, food wrappers, dirty socks, broken toys, found damage too, a crack in the bathroom mirror, a stain on the carpet, door frame scratched where Brad had moved furniture without being careful. I documented it all, sent photos to Tom. Not that I expected Jennifer to pay for damages, but I wanted a record. Barbara came over with a casserole. Heard they finally moved out. They did. How are you doing? Better. You know people are still talking. The Facebook post got shared to 3 other community groups. Lots of people think you're... She trailed off. A monster? I was going to say misunderstood. I don't care what they think, Barbara. I know, but I do. You're not the bad guy here. People should know that. They'll believe what they want to believe. She stayed for coffee, talked about her grandkids, her garden, her book club, normal things. It felt good. When she left, she hugged me. You did the right thing, Frank. Don't let anyone tell you different. 2 days before Christmas, I got a text. Jennifer, the twins want to see you. Can we come by Christmas Eve? Just for an hour. I stared at the text, thinking about all the things I could say, all the ways I could say no. I typed back, no. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Please, Dad, they miss you. They're welcome to visit when they're older, when they can make their own decisions. You're going to punish them because you're mad at me? I'm protecting myself. You're not welcome in my house. That includes Christmas. I can't believe you. You're choosing pride over your grandchildren. I'm choosing self-preservation over manipulation. There's a difference. She didn't respond after that. Christmas Eve, I drove to the cemetery, stood at Martha's grave. I kept my promise, I said. Finally, kept my promise. The stone was cold under my hand. Simple granite. Her name, her dates, beloved wife and mother. Nothing about how she died trying to hold our family together. Nothing about how she'd warned me. Nothing about how right she'd been. I miss you, I said. Every day. A young couple walked past, heading to another grave. They looked at me, probably wondering why an old man was talking to a headstone on Christmas Eve. I didn't care. Christmas morning I made coffee, sat in my chair, watched the sun come up. The house was quiet. No twins running downstairs to see what Santa brought. No Jennifer orchestrating photo opportunities. No Brad complaining about having to assemble toys. Just me. And the silence. And the peace. My phone buzzed. Text from a number I didn't recognize. Mr. Sullivan, this is Ryan Peterson, Brad's brother. I want to apologize for my part in what happened. I gave Jennifer bad advice. Treated you like a business problem instead of a person. I'm sorry. I hope you're doing well. I stared at it, decided he deserved a response. Thank you for the apology. It's appreciated. Another buzz. Different number. Frank, it's Pastor Mike. Wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. And to let you know I spoke with Jennifer. Got her side, and yours. I think I understand better now. I'm sorry for judging without knowing the full story. You're in my prayers. Thank you. It kept happening. Over the next week, people texting, calling, apologizing. Turned out Barbara hadn't been able to stay quiet. She'd posted her own response on Facebook, told the parts of the story Jennifer had left out. The money, The plotting, the eviction of me from my own bedroom. I don't do confrontation, Barbara said when she told me. But I couldn't let people think you were the bad guy. You're one of the kindest men I know. What Jennifer did was wrong. People needed to know. The tide shifted. Not completely. Some people still thought I was cruel, but others started asking questions, started seeing through Jennifer's narrative. I didn't care either way. I was done performing for an audience. January arrived. Cold, gray. The holidays over. I started a routine. Coffee at dawn. Breakfast at the diner. Errands. Lunch at home. Afternoon projects in the garage. Dinner and TV. Bed by 10. Simple. Quiet. Mine. Tom called with an update. Jennifer hired a lawyer. They're contesting the eviction after the fact, claiming you didn't follow proper procedure. Did I? Yes. Everything was done correctly. This is just noise. Trying to intimidate you or lay groundwork for a future claim. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. Good. Also, your trust is finalized. House is fully protected. If anything happens to you, everything's locked down. She can't touch it. Thank you, Tom. You did the right thing, Frank. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you did. Late January, I was at the grocery store when I saw them. Jennifer and the twins, across the parking lot. Emma saw me first. Grandpa! She started to run toward me. Jennifer grabbed her arm, pulled her back. Our eyes met. Across 50 feet of asphalt, cold air between us. She looked tired, thinner, older. I felt nothing. No anger, no regret. Just a quiet, settled certainty. She turned away, walked to her car. The twins looked back at me as she buckled them in. I waved. Tyler waved back. Then they were gone. I finished my shopping, drove home, made dinner, watched the news. And I didn't think about them at all. February brought Barbara over again. This time, with news. Jennifer and Brad put an offer on a house, 3-bedroom ranch, other side of town. It's small, but it's something. Good for them. She got a job, part-time at an insurance office. Brad's working steady. They're making it work. I'm glad. Barbara studied my face. Are you glad? Yes. I don't wish them harm. I just don't want them in my life. Do you think you'll ever forgive her? I don't know. Maybe. But forgiveness doesn't mean letting her back in. She showed me who she is. I believe her. That's very wise. It's very sad, but it's true. After she left, I sat in my chair, thought about what forgiveness would look like. Maybe someday I'd be able to think about Jennifer without feeling that twist in my chest, without remembering how she'd looked at me in that kitchen, how she'd screamed at me to pack my bags. Maybe someday I'd be able to see the twins without seeing everything I'd lost. But not today. Today, I was just an old man in a quiet house, drinking coffee, watching the sun set, living on his own terms. And that was enough. If you like this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments to listen to more stories. Click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us.